Alrighty, on to round 2 of our coil comparison. So what we're going to do here is set up 3 boxes. One's going to be full of dirty, one clean, the other with the ends from the clean. What we're going to do is just 2 even stacks. So each of these, we'll take one and cut it, and that'll go in the clean and the ends box. The other half of it will go in the dirty box. And we'll do that probably until the dirty box is full. That way we have a pretty even comparison of the 2 stacks. We got obviously more than enough to do. And then we're going to take those in and look at the numbers one more time with a slightly bigger batch to verify the somewhat shocking results from the last one that certainly make it appear as if cutting the coils really isn't making us any money. We're going to find out again today, and then we're going to reevaluate for the future. We might not need to waste our time cutting these coils. I don't know. We're going to find out today, though. Alrighty. Full enough for my liking. Could squeeze a few more in there, but I want to get this done before I have to leave. This is the twin half of those piles. All these need to be cut and thrown into this box, and the ends in this box. And then we will find out once and for all if we're going to keep cutting coils in the future. pile there is cut. Loaded. Obviously not a full box. I was more concerned with having these two stacks be twins, be even. And obviously this is not full. But we got it all loaded and ready to go. Took us 6 minutes technically, but that's also because I was dividing these off. So you can say about 5 minutes to load a box of these from a stack that's already broken down. Took 22 minutes to cut these, moving pretty fast, I'd say. About as fast as I can do it. And I think I've got pretty much the fastest DIY system out there. Maybe there's something better, but I haven't seen it. So 22 minutes to go from that to that. And we're going to find out what the price difference is today. And we're going to find out if it's even worth it. Let's get them loaded. Alrighty, all loaded up, ready to make it happen. One clean, one dirty, and one ACR ends. Let's find out once and for all if I'm going to keep cutting coils. Okay, we got some results in here for our second round on this coil comparison, this price comparison, value comparison. And again, some very surprising results. It looks like we are not going to be cutting coils anymore, at least not for the foreseeable future, unless something changes. So you see, top is ACR ends, bottom is the clean ACRs. So that would be one pile. I made two even stacks from the same coils, so they're as uniform as I could make them. The middle pile, or the middle line there, dirty ACRs, would be the second stack. Now, one thing you'll notice when you add the weights together is that the clean ACR stack came up short, which seems impossible. That's human error. If you've been doing scrap and selling it to a scrapyard for long enough, you'll know there's no avoiding mistakes being made on your ticket, mistakes on the scale. Those two should have been very close to each other in weight. A small discrepancy would have been fine. There was about 20 pounds off. I'd have to add that up again. But even taking that into account, if you add that 20 pounds to either the ends or the clean ACRs and, go by that price, and you add those together, it still comes up to almost even, almost a break even. And, it took me 20 minutes to cut the ends off of those, which isn't terrible. But I have a really fast rig for cutting those. It's also pretty dangerous. It's a saw with no guard at all, no vise, nothing. So I would never even recommend another person do it. This is more an experiment for myself. I also would never have an employee do it. It's just too dangerous. It's definitely not worth it. And it turns out, financially speaking, it's not worth it. If you look at this ticket and you add those numbers up, we actually lost money here. Add those together and it puts us a little over $560 for the clean pile, just in total dollars. Well, obviously we made over $600 from the dirty pile with less work. no work, you might say, if you're comparing the two. So it's kind of unbelievable to me. I would have never expected that. That's why I haven't done this for the years that I've been scrapping. But I'm trying to streamline all my processes, get prepared for employees, and have systems in place that are easy to teach to people. And, this would have been assuming I was dumb enough to let an employee use that saw and they were as fast as I am. 20 minutes to lose $40 in scrap plus 20 minutes worth of labor. So, depending on what their pay is, I don't know, let's just call it $20 an hour for easy math. What is that like? It's less than $10, but still add the labor and the loss in scrap together. That's like a $50 loss. Again, you could sit there and go, well, yeah, but that's because it's off on the scale. Yeah, I know. That's going to happen. This is a real ticket. So in real life, real time, yeah, that weight disappeared. More boxes, more opportunities for someone to mess up the tear weight or just make something disappear on the scale. I don't know. You never know what happens. But as long as the discrepancies on the scale aren't too bad, you try not to worry about it too much. You really don't want to piss off the guys that have their fingers on the scale. If there's huge mistakes, like I've had recently a whole Gaylord full of number 2 copper get marked as dirty brass because there was like a very, very small amount of brass attached to it, well below the acceptable contamination rates. But they marked it that way anyways. It was a new guy. He was afraid he was going to get in trouble for marking it wrong, so he erred on the side of caution. And all I had to do was go back and talk to him and his supervisor, who I know, and he said, oh, no, this is number 2. They changed it. I got paid. No big deal. Something like this, it's impossible to argue. Even if you have your own scales in your shop, they're not their scales. They're really not going to care. And the more you argue with these people, the more you piss them off, and the less they're going to be willing to do for you when, say, there is something questionable. A material that they could grade one way or the other, it's right on the edge. Or if there is some kind of a discrepancy with a load you have, they're going to be annoyed with you and be happy to piss you off so that you stop coming back. So I don't even buy the argument that is inherent in this ticket that if you add the weights and you make up for that difference, blah, blah, blah. Even if you do that and add the extra 20 pounds or so, I think it was maybe 25 pounds difference, and you multiply it by either one of those weights or you split the difference between the clean ACRs and the ACRNs, the total price comes out so close to that $606.21 for the dirty ACRs that it's still not worth it because you're either spending your own time and energy doing it or you're paying someone to do it, and it's not gaining you anything. So I'm actually pretty shocked by these results, and I'm going to be changing up my game for sure. And I leave that for you to do what you will with it. I'm not telling you not to cut coils, but I am saying, based on these last 2 loads, these results say you are wasting your time and possibly losing money.